Bangerang!
Okay. I'm
So,
gonna do that.
so, I must say right off the bat, right? This is probably like I know there's a lot of original things that wasn't based on books like Indiana Jones, like Short Circuit and RoboCop and things like that.
Yeah.
But this is probably one of the best original ideas that I've ever seen back in the day. Because now we're in the period of like, hey, let's see what happened to these characters that we already established, right? 20 years later, kind of like they like the Matrix 4 or whatever, like the movies of that genre. But
we gotta say this is Peter Pan, but this is not Peter Pan based on Disney Peter Pan.
No, it's not. It's like what happens after Peter Pan grew up.
Yeah, but this is Peter Pan based on the books.
Then I want to say this movie came out. Is it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yes, December 11th. So it's
but I didn't see it when it came out on Christmas. I think I saw it later. I think my cousin brought it on videotape.
I saw this in a theater, and I was like, a lot of people. I know who Peter Pan was, but I didn't think it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we got to point it out though. Most people, when they think Peter Pan, though, they do think of Disney, the Disney cartoon.
Yeah, the Disney cartoon. Yeah, with
which,
the shadows.
But you got to think the Disney cartoon is based on the book, which apparently nobody owns the rights to because everybody thinks it's Disney because the biggest character at Disneyland is Tinkerbell.
Yes, and it's not.
But the thing is, this is not a Disney movie. This is a Sony movie.
Yeah, this is made by TriStar back in the 90s.
So I guess 90s. So I just want to point out that anybody can use Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, even though that they are the major characters at Disney.
So you're saying anybody can make a Peter Pan? It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz.
Yes, anybody can make a Peter Pan movie.
So like the Wizard of Oz.
Because the rights, nobody owns the rights to it.
Nobody owns the right to it.
I mean, you can't copy verbatim their movies, but you can use the Peter Pan characters up for grabs. It's an old character. Matter of fact, the Cinderella character, the Beauty and the Beast character, and all those, they're old books.
They're all books. They're not owned by Disney, so I can make a Beauty and the Beast.
Because I mean,
movie.
I don't know if you saw it. There was a Pan movie. There's a movie called Pan.
Yes.
Based on Peter Pan. And it's not Disney either.
It's not.
There's been a lot of movies. You can base anything you want. You can base it on Peter Pan. Now,
and Wolverine was in that one. In the Pan movie.
Yes, well, yeah, not as Wolverine.
No, not as Wolverine.
Yeah. Which you did see that one, right?
I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
Was
it
good?
Actually good. Yes, I liked it. I think a lot of people had some complaints about it, but what do they not?
Well, I don't think the reason for me wasn't the complaint, right? It's just that I didn't get time.
Let me put it this way: the complaints were about, we should have real Indians play Indians. Even though I'm thinking those Indians. That's the funny thing. They're going, the Indians should have played Indians, but the problem is the Indians are actually Native Americans. But even though they weren't played as Native Americans in Pan either, so I don't know what the complaint was about.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, I know what you're getting at, yeah.
I'm like, yes, I would like to hate to tell you that the Indians are not Indians and they're not Native Americans either in this movie. So I don't know why you have a problem with the British girl playing one of them.
And I would like to say this is the second Bob Hoskins movie I ever seen. Besides Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I forgot that he plays Smee in this one.
Yeah, I would say this was probably the second Bob Hoskins film that I've seen. It's like I know that I've seen him in other movies, but I can't think of anything else.
Hey, it's just because I still haven't seen the regular.
But I mean, I've seen him in other movies. Though. I've seen him in other movies. Plus, I would also put out what was his name, the singer from Genesis.
I don't know.
How can we not know him?
The singer of Genesis, right? You know what? I had
the lead singer for Genesis.
I had the power.
Phil Collins, dude. Phil Collins is in this movie. Phil Collins, the police inspector.
Was that Phil Collins?
That was Phil Collins, dude.
Oh my god! So I put cameos in it, right? Glenn Close was a pirate. Did you know that they put in the boo boo box?
Yeah.
Because you can't even recognize her.
Yeah, and Gwyneth Paltrow was in this movie too.
Yeah, the young Gwyneth Paltrow.
The only reason I knew it because when it shows them go in their room, the girl turns around. It's like, oh my god, that looks just like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, so I noticed that too.
I had to look it up.
And George Lucas and Carrie Fisher was in this movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Because it's not like a face thing. It's the remember when Tinkerbell took Peter away from like the bridge or like in London, the couple that was flying, that was kissing on the bridge. That's George Lucas and Carrie Fisher.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
That's one way to kiss Carrie Fisher.
Because I think Carrie Fisher helped wrote help edit or
Oh,
write some of the
she's right.
movies.
She was a script doctor.
Yeah,
So
script doctor. Yeah, so she did help with that.
yeah, well, what they really needed help with was the editing in this movie.
Oh, really? Yeah, problem with the
Yeah,
editing.
I had a problem with the editing because almost the majority of this movie was reaction shots.
Oh,
When Peter Pan flies, you got to show every single Lost Boy's reaction, and then Tinkerbell's reaction. And the thing is, you almost never see Tinkerbell with
anybody
Peter
else?
Pan or anybody else. Peter Pan, there's a few shots where he's grabbing him and stuff, but the majority of her shots are all reaction shots. He does something, she's laughing. She doing something, she burps. He's doing something, she does this. He's doing something, she does that. Everybody's, and then he can do stuff and have the kids' reaction shots. It's always kids' reaction shots, or it's all the pirates' reaction shots. I was like, okay, enough with all the reaction acting.
Whoa, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it annoyed the crap out of me. So I'm like, okay.
But did you still like this movie?
Oh, I love this movie. Oh. But I'm thinking this is what makes this movie so long. This movie is longer than it really needs to be.
Yeah, this movie is really long. It's over 2 hours.
I think it's almost everybody's reaction shots.
I thought the movie was long because they had to set up the backstory a lot. You know, the lawyer thing, but whatever.
They didn't have to set it up, but yeah, they did. I mean, the story was a good story. Like you said, it's a very original story because they took the Peter Pan story, but it's not the Peter Pan story, as you know. They're like, what? They asked the question before they wrote the movies: what if Peter Pan actually finally settled down and grew up?
I know.
His own kids.
I wish we could do other things like that. Like, hey, let's see what happens to, like you said, like the Disney that own the rights to like Beauty and the Beast. Like,
I got you one. What if the Little Mermaid actually left the water, married the Prince Charming, and stayed out on land for a long time, and then for some reason she had to go back to that world?
That's
now you got a movie because she's gonna go back and fix things.
You know, I love the Little
She's not gonna remember. Yeah. So many things could have disappeared. You know, that's the way life is. We leave our little town, we go to a big city, and then all of a sudden you got to come back, and everybody's changed, and she probably won't even know how to swim just right.
Oh, that's really good. That's an
idea. Especially if she's got to take one of her kids with her.
And it's so funny because the Little Mermaid, the live action one, just recently came out too.
Yeah, but see, you could do that.
You could do a lot of stuff like Pinocchio, like, you know, everybody grew up, right? Like Geppetto was dead. What was he gonna do with all these people?
Yeah, Pinocchio actually has a son, but something's wrong with him. Maybe his son's made out of wood. Or...
Now you're right. Like, no one owned these rights, right? That's why they were able to use them in Shrek.
All old books.
Yes, that's why they were all in Shrek, which we haven't done. Yeah, that's
before we started doing copyrights and a lot of stuff. Right, and if it was copyrighted, it goes out. I mean, anybody can do Felix the Cat, Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh's on Disney?
Disney made stories based on a book, but the copyright's over now, so anybody can do Winnie the Pooh now.
Oh,
that's why they have
sometimes I forget about that.
Yeah, that's why they got Winnie the Pooh. See, Disney built an empire on other people's property,
which is how it actually got started. Oh no, NBC, yeah.
No,
that's what happened to Walt Disney.
Walt Disney had original character and he lost rights to it.
They lost rights to it.
Then he made Mickey, and he owns Mickey, and that's cool. But like I said, almost all their movies, though, are based on other properties.
Ooh.
Snow White is somebody else's property. Sleeping Beauty is somebody else's story. I mean, those are somebody else's stories. Snow White is somebody else's.
Now I find it ironic that, back then when they have VHS, it takes a long time to release, right? They put stuff in vaults, and now it's like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, that wasn't any of y'all's stories anyways.
So let's talk about the production of this, right? I know, you and I both love Tim Burton's work because he likes to shoot in sound stages.
Yeah.
This majority of this movie, obviously, you can tell is done on a sound stage.
Yeah, you could tell it was a sound stage, especially since the background. Some of the backgrounds just were off.
Oh yeah. Like when they went into Neverland,
it's also the balcony. Remember the balcony?
Oh, the balcony of the
you could always tell that a painting back behind the balcony. Yep. On almost everyone.
Why is this movie so enjoyable? I think this is the movie, right? Why I love Peter Pan so much. Not the Disney Peter Pan, but like the Peter Pan character overall.
Yeah, well, Robin Williams is what brings it all to life.
Yeah, it's because of Robin Williams, right?
Well, I mean, because he's basically a kid.
Because it's like toys.
I guess anybody could have played the character, but I mean,
Robin Williams made it better.
Yeah, well, I don't know how anybody else could make it better now.
So, but I don't know how much do you know about the story of Peter Pan? I mean, I know
Quite a
about the
bit.
Lost Boys and stuff. Like, is Rufio a character in the original Peter Pan?
No, that I know. Not
Okay.
that I know. But I mean, Rufio. I mean, they never really name all the Lost Boys that I remember.
Yeah, I don't think they name all the Lost Boys. I mean,
Yeah, and
like they
I'm
have
thinking
certain characters, but
Rufio was probably after Peter Pan left. He's probably somebody came along and picked up the sword and said, "Hey, I'm Peter. I'm Peter Pan now."
I'm Pan. I got Pan's sword. Like, why are you
Yeah,
still
because
calling yourself Rufio?
he keeps going, "I'm the Pan Man,"
Yes.
because he was probably the one who did everything. He probably just stepped in when Peter Pan was gone.
You know, even though like when I watched this movie just to talk about it, right? I haven't seen this movie in a long time,
Yeah, it's been a long time
but
since
I
I've seen
still
it.
remember a lot of it.
I do too, because it made a pretty big
Yeah, it made a
impression
quick
on me.
impression on us, right? And
Well,
I'm
the
trying
main
to wonder
story.
why.
Well, the main story is not even a Peter Pan story. The main story is about somebody paying attention to his kids. You know, his life's short, and you're too busy trying to do this, and all this stuff is going on.
I
You know, it's
know.
more of a family movie.
It is a family movie because I'm gonna tell you right now, Shane. Like one of the things that hit me really hard, right, was when his wife told him, like, "Hey, your kids want to be with you now. Pretty soon, you're gonna
Yeah,
be
they don't.
trying for their attention, you know." And I think
Yeah,
about every day, and I think about the stuff I do. Like, oh, I do spend a lot of time with my kids. Like, I'm building Legos with my son, even though, like, dude, this is supposed to be a quicker process than this. But I had to wait for him to figure this out. But like I do enjoy that, right? So that way he knows
yeah,
like, oh, daddy play Legos with me because my when I was young, my dad didn't do any of that stuff. Not because he didn't want to, right? Because
yeah. It's too
he has to
busy.
work a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me
Well,
and yeah.
that's probably all of our lives,
Yeah, it's
pretty
all of
much.
our lives. And I was like, God, it's so important to spend like time with your kids because they remember this stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
so yeah,
better.
and this guy's too busy, doing
Yeah, it just like
because and it's the
typical
thing he was the kid,
he was
the
the kid
and the
didn't
funny
want
thing
to
is
grow up.
it's a lot of jokes because he's afraid to fly on the airplane.
Oh, I love
Well, he's
that
Peter
thing, yeah.
Pan, so he always flew, but he can't fly on an
Yeah.
airplane. I like it. He goes, so remember, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. He says, what if it's the
The
pilot's
pilot's
time
time
to
to go.
go? But the best scene on the airplane to me is when the little girl was over there with that picture. He goes, so what's that? She goes, oh, it's the airplane burning and crashing. He goes, who are these people? He goes, oh, this is mommy, this is me, this is
This
Jack.
this
He
is
goes, who's this without the parachute?
that's
It's
you.
you.
I love that they have the little girl there. Love that too. It's so
Plus,
young and innocent.
yeah, I know. And then of course he goes sit down next to Jack. Jack's on that baseball, and he's like, "Why don't you grow up?" And he goes,
Because
"I'm
I'm
a
a kid.
kid."
Yeah, that was a pretty good joke right there. Because at that point, like, I don't know how many people saw the trailer, right? Because like, I don't remember the trailer, but like, when you watch this
I don't remember
movie,
trailer.
you don't know that's Peter Pan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, not yet, because
and
he
you
don't
also
even know
know
it's Peter
that like
Pan.
Wendy is Wendy. Like Wendy, like I think after the Peter Pan, I guess
Well, they
incident,
keep
right?
messing with. They're kind of messing with you if you haven't seen the trailer, because they go, "Oh, well, it's just based." The book was that Wendy, but it wasn't a true story.
Yes, but then
Then
yes,
then you're led in to believe it is real
it's
now.
a real story too. I thought that was so good how they
Because even
tied
the
that
Phil
in.
Collins character goes, "Well, maybe it's a prank," and they're like, "It's a prank." He goes, "Well, the family's history, maybe it's a prank." But
Oh
there's a
yeah,
lot of
that was a
good
good touch on
jokes.
that too. Yes.
But there's a lot of good jokes because especially that Toodles.
Oh,
He
dude.
goes, "I lost my
I lost the
marbles."
marbles, and you keep thinking like the joke is like, oh yeah, he lost his mind. Yeah, lost
Yeah,
a
he
little bit of
is. He
marbles,
lost his marbles, all right.
and that was really good because I guess besides Peter Pan, Toodles also came into the real life, and
Yeah,
he grew up with
and he
Peter.
grew up and he stayed old. And the thing is, you got to think that the neat thing is Peter Pan stayed away so long that Wendy, because he was in love with Wendy in a way, or
Yes,
Wendy was in love with him. And you see the stories. I've seen TV shows, cartoons with Peter Pan and stuff. I think Disney made some other ones where they're just in Neverland.
yeah,
I think there was a series where they're just Neverland. Anyways, Wendy's took care of a lot of the kids. But the
yes,
thing is, he keeps going back, so nobody in their world ever ages,
yes.
which is weird because they don't like clocks in their world either.
So I forgot about that element when we watched this movie. I forgot that Hulk hates clocks, like the
Well,
clocks
he
are
doesn't
just
hate
running
he
haywire.
doesn't hate clocks. He hates alligators because the alligator bit his hand off
You
when he
mean
was
crocodile?
holding a
Yes.
watch. So
Oh.
every time the crocodile came around, he knew the crocodile because it had his hand with a clock in it and it ticked. So that's why. So every time he hears
Oh.
clicking clocks, he thinks there's alligators out to get him or crocodiles out to
Oh.
get him.
That
That's
makes
the only
sense.
reason. and he lost his hand to a crocodile.
You know, I also read, like, I never find out why, right? Like, you know, after this movie, that Spielberg doesn't like to work with Julia Roberts anymore after this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I haven't find out why. I mean, I should have find that out why just to have more stuff to talk about it. I mean, like...
I'm sure she probably was difficult.
You think so? So she was like a diva back then? Even.
Oh, I bet she was, because this is what made her a big name, and she got her name up there.
After this
she hasn't even made that many movies yet, and she's already a big star in this one.
Was she? It's kind of like the Jim Carrey thing.
Oh yes, her name was up there. Matter of fact, actually, what's the pirate's name? Who was the actor for the pirate?
Bob Hoskins?
No.
Oh, Glenn
Close? Hoskins is Smee.
You're talking about Glenn Close? Wait, which pirate?
No, we are talking about Captain Hook.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman's name was before the main star's name.
Robin Williams, right?
Yeah, they were on the same screen, but it's his name, and then it's Robin Williams.
It's Robin Williams, because he has the higher.
Yeah, but you wouldn't see that again.
You know what? You're right. Pretty Woman, and then it's Hulk.
Yeah, see, that's her. Pretty Woman made her. She only made one. She made other movies, but nobody noticed her. She made Pretty Woman. Everybody loved her, and then she's here. So I'm sure she was kind of.
Oh, interesting. You know, she's
in
a lot of like.
Because I'm sure Spielberg was thinking, you just made one movie so far, and I already have put your name at the top billing.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot that Julia Roberts. This is her second movie.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and she doesn't really have that many scenes either.
She doesn't, because she plays Tinkerbell.
Yeah, even though Tinkerbell's a pretty major character, but that was a lot of money to do special effects.
Oh, I know, because like that was a scene that I didn't like when Tinkerbell made her human size, I guess.
Oh, so she could get a kiss?
Yeah, so you get a kiss. I thought that was, but then I don't know how, like in the Disney animated series, Tinkerbell was also like a little girl, not a grown woman.
No, Tinkerbell was a fairy.
A fairy, so like a pixie. Yeah, like, well, that's what.
Yeah,
well,
that's what he goes. I'll shoot her right in the pixie hole. I like it. I had an epiphany. Smeed.
Yes.
I forgot what Smeed said. What did he say? He goes, I just had. He goes, I had something. He goes, you mean an epiphany?
Yeah, that's what I did. That was very funny. I forgot what he said. Like epiphany.
It was actually, I was like Bob Hoskins. I liked his character the most.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins playing Smee. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, because he's
perfect casting
else.
for
Yeah, he's
him.
Perfect character.
I mean, like, I feel like if they didn't get Bob Hoskins, I feel like this is something that Danny DeVito would play. But then if you get Dustin Hoffman and Danny DeVito, like, dude, I don't think we have money in the budget for anybody else.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, like, we could still get Julia Roberts. Because
we already paid for Julia Roberts. Yeah, well, they probably paid a lot for Julia Roberts, too.
You think so? You mean, because,
I think so.
It's kind of like the period, like, kind of like Jim Carrey, right? Like, all his biggest movies came out within the same year.
Yeah, they all came out right then, so she was already a big star. So they were like, yeah, we ever get her.
I mean, Robin Williams was like a big actor too, like.
Oh yeah, he was a huge actor. Yeah, everybody was there were several huge actors.
Well, this is produced by Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, well, she usually does all of Spielberg's stuff.
Isn't she part of like Lucasfilm now? Like she's one of the top presidents of Lucasfilm. She's the
president of Lucasfilm, but yeah, she's always in with a lot of Spielberg stuff because I mean she did all the Indiana Jones and stuff.
Yes, you know what? You're right.
And it's not just because it was Lucas.
You know what? I think the reason why they named this movie Hook, right? Because it feels like Captain Hook is the main character. That's why Dustin Hoffman's name is first.
Yeah, maybe, but he's not really the main character. It's just,
I mean, it's kind of like calling the Super Mario Brothers movie called the.
I don't know. They just at the time I guess they just didn't want to call it Pan, but later on there's a movie called Pan.
Well, also, I think they didn't call it Pan because, like, you don't want to go in knowing that Peter Banning is Pan, too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. All I know, you don't.
You know?
But I think the Hook name worked.
Oh, the Hook name worked majorly because, like, when you see Hook, you know it's going to be about Peter Pan.
Hook is Hook's not really in the main character. It's Bailey's Peter Pan's past.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Because, I mean... Because Peter Pan's doing his life like this, and he's going the wrong direction already. You know?
And I thought Dustin Hoffman played a great Hook.
Oh, he played a great Hook. He played a great villain.
He played a great villain. You're Peter. These are your kids, and you're who? You're Peter. I love that scene.
Yes, he goes, no, you're not. You're so fat. But the thing is, nobody was willing to believe that he was Peter Pan then.
No, yeah, that was really good too. Like,
Nobody wanted to.
Flying, flapping pan.
It took that one little kid to look at him that decided, well, maybe he's pan. And the thing is, that little kid didn't even really know for sure either.
Oh, yeah. You mean talking about Robin Williams in the movie?
Yeah, Robin Williams, they had that kid looks at him and goes, "Oh, Peter, how I see you."
Oh, yeah, I see you.
But then they question it. Even he doesn't know, but he's like, "I'm going to go ahead and say he is, and let's go with it."
Yep. Oh, that was cool when like the Lost Boys part. You know what that always puzzled me? Like when he fell in the water, right? I guess those mermaids rescued him by providing him air, right? That's what they were doing.
Well, they kiss you. If you get kissed by a mermaid, you stay alive under the ocean.
Wait,
everybody knows this. So
I didn't know that.
If a mermaid kisses you when you're Did you ever see a Splash?
No, I never seen Splash.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Yeah, my first Tom Hanks movie is probably Big.
All right, whatever. Let's go on.
By the way, say that again. When you kissed by a mermaid, what?
Oh, you just it keeps you alive. You can breathe underwater.
Oh, I didn't know
that's
that.
Really. I don't know that.
But like, no,
I wouldn't go jump off the ocean.
Wait. But like, I like the myth behind it. That's why.
Yeah, it's something I seen as a young age as a kid. I thought, I saw a splash. I was like, so if I fall in the water and the mermaid kisses me, I'll be okay. So that's the first thing I'm gonna look for when I fall in the ocean.
So when you said that, right, it works on me on two levels. First, I didn't know that, and then the second is that maybe I thought because the mermaid was providing him air.
Well, I'm sure she is, but
I mean, like they were rescued by they took pain from a sea clam.
Because I think, but then there's been a lot of movies where the mermaid kisses you, and you're fine. I think it was even in a Little Mermaid. But also from watching everything I learned about mermaids, I just want to point out there to everybody, I haven't really been with a mermaid. Everything I know about mermaids. Okay? Yeah, everything I know about mermaids. But if there's any mermaids watching, hey,
yes, we don't
I just tell you. And please don't eat me. I mean, murder me and eat me. But everything I've learned about mermaids, I learned from watching movies. Because in I don't know if you watched a lot of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I only saw them like maybe once or twice, but I don't remember.
Well, we need to watch them because I love those movies. But in those movies, they got mermaids too. They kiss you, you stay alive. They stay alive underwater. Oh, by the way, they also do murder you. Yes,
that's what I remember from the mermaid. That was the movie. Like, that was the series where the mermaids murder you for food.
Yeah, and apparently, and the thing is, I don't think it's always been to popular culture. I think that they kill you.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
They call you. They sing to you. You love them. They draw you to the water, and then you drowned.
Ah, that's the myth. And
then that's why you always lose sailors way back in the old days.
And then Disney turned it into a fantasy thing.
Disney turned it into a very positive thing.
Yes, instead of mermaids.
But in the old days, it's like, hey, you hear some singing and you're way out in the ocean. Don't go over.
Don't go. Don't go. Okay.
You look overboard. Yeah, because you got to think though. Your ship full of man. You hear something beautiful. You go over there. You see something in the water. Your imagination thinks it's a woman. So the next thing you know, you're jumping overboard.
So we both love this movie, right? But now still I'm watching this as an adult. I still like this movie a lot, but towards the end, right? Where all the Lost Boys are, suddenly at the end, there's a whole bunch of Lost Boys. I don't know what happened. Before it was like 12, 10, 20 kids. I'm okay with that. But at the end, it's like, dude, there's like 85 of them. And then they were losing to kids. You put that in real life, right, dude? There's no way. There's no way a whole bunch of those are going to lose to kids.
Well, technically, they're going to have to, because in their Neverland, all adults are pirates, and all the pirates are dummies.
Except for one or two guys.
And that's the funny thing, because that's what the thing is. In all the old books, you don't really notice it, but those kids kill adults.
Yeah, those kids kill adults, yes. But they didn't do that for this movie.
But again, they also claim, but you also got to remember the pirates killed kids. So.
Yeah, so it's a fair back and forth trade.
Yeah, it's back and forth. So it's basically, once you turn an adult, you turn to a pirate.
Man, what is going on with this story? Who wrote this, by the way?
Well, some young kids wrote this.
What, Peter Pan?
No, Peter Pan didn't write the story.
I don't remember the author. Peter Pan. That's why I don't know.
I don't remember who wrote Peter Pan, but it's supposed to have been based on stories told by kids. It was for young kids way back. It was an old story. It's in the 1800s.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You know what? I'm talking about the joke thing, right? I just remember, like, Wendy was the one that talked to Peter, like, oh, Peter, you turned into a pirate.
Yeah, when she turns out when he does,
Oh.
he goes, yeah, it blows him out of the water.
Yeah, it blows out of the water. Like, oh, he turned into a pirate. That was
But I also
really cool.
think because you know that what Peter Pan's always played by a woman usually on the stage.
Is it because like the
I don't know
tights
because they're.
thing?
I think it's no, it have nothing to do with the tights. I think it's because they're lighter and it's easier to
Oh,
let
to
them fly
support the
around.
flying the thing. That
And the only
makes
reason I
sense.
say that, I think they always have been that way. And I think if you watch this one, the play, when Peter Pan shows up, I think it's played by a girl.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's played by a girl too.
See, so they put that in.
Huh. I did notice that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So did you like, since we like, we like Smee, we love Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hope, we enjoy Robin Williams as Peter,
Well,
right?
I pretty much like pirates. I always wanted to be a pirate.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, man. If I could be a pirate, I'd be a pirate.
Oh, that's pretty
I
cool.
mean, it's kind of get killed doing it nowadays. It's real easy. But,
that's
but
a
again,
different kind of pirate.
it was always that way. So yeah.
It's really funny, right? Like to this day, like I can't believe like we still have pirates out there with modern technology. Like pirates is still a thing that exists outside of this.
Yeah, pirates
this
still
world.
exist. I mean, things have changed. I mean, they used to carry a
Guns,
machine gun
yeah,
and
guns
a missile
now, yeah.
launcher.
Yep. So you could hijack ships
Yeah.
without protection.
Yeah,
That
and
makes sense.
They get those ships that have no guns on them whatsoever.
I mean, like, did you? Was it in the story recently? Like these pirates captured a French naval ship, but then they didn't know it was a naval ship. They thought it was just like a regular cargo ship, and they they're trying to hijack a whole bunch of French, like the French Marines or the French Army, and then
oh, I didn't know that.
I think it
heard
was
this
France.
story.
I can't
This
remember.
probably was.
But like
It's
they,
possible.
but like it's like one of those like dumbest criminals in the world, you know?
Yeah.
But the pirates
Let's go
hijack
attack.
this army.
Let's go attack a military. Yeah, let's go attack a military ship.
Because
But I'm sure they do that a lot.
Cargo. They
Because
probably
they
do,
don't.
'cause they
Well, you
don't
got to
know.
think a lot of those people are just poor folks that can't identify ships.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, you come up in the ship and all of a sudden it's like, oh, they got a cannon on this one.
I'm the captain now. Look at me.
Yeah, I remember that. Look at me.
I saw that. We had to watch that movie. That is a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Movie.
Have you seen
But
it,
I
Captain
love it.
Phillips?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's
that.
a damn good movie.
So that's yeah. Look at me. Listen to me. I'm the
I'm
captain,
the captain
now.
now. Like the way that he looks, like, dude. Okay, you're the captain. I'm just gonna take my
serious.
pants off. You know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm scared. Did you like Julia Roberts playing Tinkerbell?
I didn't have a problem with it. I like
Yeah, I
Julia
didn't either.
Roberts.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't. have a
I
problem
like
with it,
Julia
too.
Roberts anyway. So
Oh, I did
Yeah.
too.
yeah, I like her. I mean, I just like I said, I just didn't like most of everything was a reaction shot more than anything.
You know what? I'm gonna pay attention next time I watch this movie. I'll probably
It's like because almost none of the characters, a lot of the characters don't even share screen time. More of it, most of the movie is not. I guess I shouldn't say
reaction
all of it.
shots.
It just seems like it is. It's always shows somebody's face and them doing this. It's always show Jack doing this, and then show his daughter doing this, and then show this kid doing this, and then another shot, somebody do somebody else, and then have everybody.
So we know about
shots.
post production, right? Can you imagine like if it's not reaction shot? Like you gotta think like this is maybe the editor's first choice. Of like, oh, everything else is not that good together. Like it's either this or it's gonna look like crap. So in a way, the editor could have saved this movie.
Well, maybe, but I'm thinking no, because I've seen a lot of Spielberg movies, and I didn't have that many action shots. It's like somebody just discovered, hey, let's do nothing but reaction shots. Let's just show everybody going, oh,
Hey, maybe the photographer, no, cinematographer was better in other movies, or maybe the direction
Maybe.
for Steven Spielberg was because Steven Spielberg almost couldn't direct this movie.
Why's that?
Because I think it was during the birth of his first child.
Oh, okay.
It was the timing of everything. It was
Yeah.
only directed by I can't remember what the other the guy who did The Last Starfighter and the other movie we watched. We reviewed both of them on this channel. I can't remember who the other movie was, but it's the same
Yeah.
director who did The Last Starfighter.
Okay. I don't even remember who the director was for The Last Starfighter.
Yeah, me
so.
neither. Me neither.
So that's probably why if he would have got hooked, we'd know who his name is. But
yeah.
didn't get hooked. He went back down to the pages.
Spielberg, yep.
Yeah, Spielberg beat him out on this. It's probably like dang Spielberg.
Yeah. I did
But yeah,
like
this,
one of the other things bothered me that was really cool as a kid was like when that little black kid that acts like the rolling ball, in real life, right? Like,
when he folded his legs back.
himself.
Yeah, I always wondered about that too because it's like, man, what kind of stunt is that? Because he can't do that.
No.
His legs folded back too. And
Yeah,
who knows?
too far.
Maybe that dude was able to do that.
Well, but when you saw the movie, it's just like a big old ball
Yeah.
that's just like him.
Yeah, I thought that was weird when his legs fold back. Like, I was like, how? Like, how does that?
And I thought it was really cool that Robin Williams did a lot of his own stunts, obviously.
Yeah.
The sword fighting, I mean, like, it's kind of dated right now, the sword fighting. But, like, the flying, like, climbing up that pipe to the second floor at the end of the movie, like, well, that's really Robin Williams because they did it in one shot. But that was Robin Williams in his 30s, though. So
yeah.
Early 30s, too. So, you know, he could probably done that. Is he, like, hold on, how old is Robin Williams? Oh, what year was he born? Let me see. 60s, right? He's got to be born. Oh, 1951, so almost 40. Late 30s.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was older in the 30s. Damn.
Yeah, 1951. I thought it was like 19. Oh, wait, I thought it was late 50s at least. Hey, you know what? So, last time we were talking about Super Mario Brothers, like Legend of Zelda, right? He named his daughter Zelda because of
Legend of Zelda. A fan of that. Oh,
he's a huge fan of video games.
Wow.
He's a huge fan of Legend of Zelda. That's the only reason, because they thought he named it after. That's another favorite from Bewitched, right? Is it?
No, Bewitched is not Zelda.
Well, I think that's another. No, there's another famous character named Zelda, and people thought he named it after that. He's like, no, I named it after Legend of Zelda.
I can't remember. I mean, there may have been somebody named Zelda in Bewitched, but none of the main characters were.
Yeah, probably like
not even the daughters, because it was Samantha was her name. I can't remember what the daughters. Tabitha was the daughter.
Tabitha.
And the mother's name wasn't Zelda.
You know, I also noticed, like, you know, we talk about Robin Williams being fat in the movie, right? But by day 3, he was actually kind of fit. Like, by the time he got into that tights uniform, right? He was a lot fitter than
the tights uniform.
Yeah, the tights thing. Even when, like, at the end of the movie, like, when he was wearing the suit, right? You could tell that he was still a fit person.
Yeah.
So I guess they took time for Robin Williams to lose weight, or the other backwards. They shot all the.
Or they did it backwards, or they just.
I don't know.
Or they just retailored his clothes.
Oh, you think so?
Well, you could have gotten shape, and still they can make your clothes. I mean, baggy clothes are going to make you look.
Yeah.
Out of shape, anyway.
You know what my favorite scene is? It was the food scene.
Oh, really? That's your favorite scene?
Because, like, you have to use your imagination, right? You know, you have this big feast, and you can see Peter's like, oh, I'm ready for this because I've been, like, working out all day, and then, like, there's nothing. There's nothing.
There's everybody else playing like
until they did that old school trash talking to each other.
Yeah.
And he did the flip thing, and it's like, you're doing it, Peter. You're using your imagination. Yeah, then you see the whole table of food. I'm thinking, like, who cooked all this food for these kids?
Yeah, I've never, because you've always had an obsession with a bunch of food.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I remember every time me and you go to a restaurant. Wouldn't it be good if they served everything and eat it all at once? I was like,
yes.
Why would we want to do that?
Because it's like a feast.
I'm like, me and you were sitting here eating steak, and you want pizza too?
I want pizza. I want fries. I like options.
Yes, I know. I remember.
That's why I came to America, right? Besides giant water parks and public school systems, I came here for options.
For the buffet.
For the buffet. Yes. This is one of the best countries, okay? For buffets. I go to casinos for the buffet.
Yeah, I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to eat.
I'm not here to gamble. I'm really here to eat and walk and see all your stuff. They do a lot of sightseeing, so that way I can eat some more. That's my plan. That's my game, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I'm here to eat the buffet, to walk off the buffet, and then eat the buffet again.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the number of celebrities have a brief cameo and then credit cameo. So he's getting close. Yep, George Lucas and Carrie Fisher. No, it wasn't Phil Collins. It was the musician named David Cosby and Jimmy Buffett.
No, he was the pirate. They were the pirates. The one with the beard like that. They're the pirates.
But it didn't say Phil Collins.
No,
Phil Collins, Inspector Good. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
No, he's credited.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. They were the pirates in the front row all the time.
What if Peter Pan grew up? The Lost Boys. You know, sometimes when I see Lost Boys, right, I think of that vampire movie with Kid Sutherland.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too.
I never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that was
because
shaky.
If you think about it, a lot of these good 80s movies, if you didn't make it overseas, right, I would have never seen it.
Yeah, well, we should go back. We'll have to go back and see it because
The Lost Boys was pretty
good. It was a pretty good vampire film.
See, that's what I heard from a lot of people.
It's one of them films you're like, oh, I know everything about vampires. So I'm watching the movie, and all of a sudden it's like
from Lost Boys.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know that about vampires.
Oh, yeah, I gotta put that on our list then. Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost Boys is pretty good.
Yeah, Keith Sutherland and you know, I don't remember. I know
Yeah,
he
it
was a
doesn't
big
matter.
one.
It had a lot of people in it.
It had a lot of people in it.
But anyways, Lost Boys. But that's not the same Lost Boys. Those Lost
No,
Boys.
it's not the same Lost Boys, so don't watch
Those
the
Lost
wrong
Boys
movie.
those Lost Boys would kill Wendy.
I hope they would have killed the pirates easily.
Yeah,
Just
they would have drank
the 5
their
of
blood.
them.
Yeah, killed them all.
Just
and
these
drank all
5
their
guys,
blood.
I could take out everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Neverland would be like never go to Neverland because Neverland be a haven for vampires.
So and this is a really weird opinion question because when we saw this, we were kids, right? And now we're adults. Would we want to go to Neverland? But right now, because you want to be a pirate, so I'm guessing you would say yes.
Well, I've always would have gone to Neverland
As a kid and as an adult.
Well, I don't know. It'd be kind of odd now because I mean, I'd be like, all these kids. I would have to be a pirate. I mean, I wouldn't be able to stand all them kids. But if I was a kid, yes. When I was a kid, yes, I wanted to go to Neverland and stay there forever.
Oh yeah.
Why would you want to? You live in a tree house. It's always
well, I would say, weather. Why wouldn't you want to?
You got to go fight pirates. You get to fight Native Americans. You get to fight everybody.
Get to fight Native Americans.
Well, they're there. They're not in this movie, but they're in the story.
Yeah, they're in the story. Yeah,
and they will shoot and kill you too.
Oh,
I mean, I know it's not PC or whatever, but hey, welcome to the world.
Yeah, that is true.
But now I'm older. I'm like, I could actually go there. I wouldn't be missing out on anything. I could go be a pirate. I'd have to kill Captain Hook because I'm taking that ship. That's my ship. I'm be like, Smee.
It's like,
we're about to do a mutiny.
Wouldn't you consider Smee the other intelligent adult of this whole thing? Besides Captain Hook?
He's his first mate, so he's the second command of the ship.
Yeah, he's the first mate.
Yeah, so.
Because it feels like from Captain Hook's side, right? There wasn't a lot of big parts for any of the other pirates.
Well, they didn't need that many speaking spots because come on, speaking spots in a movie cost a lot of money.
Yes.
Speaking spots in anything costs money. So, and then all they needed was 2 main characters. They didn't need 100 other pirates. So all the other pirates were actually movie stars and singers, so dressed up as pirates. Because there's none of those, "Oh, how are you? I'm doing fine."
Yeah. I like the way that Robin's really good at, he's a character actor, right? When
stand-up comedian. What he was.
Limp on one leg, your right leg is broken, your left arm is dragging. He's like looking like a robot.
Yeah, well, he doesn't look like a robot to me. He looks like a broken down man, but yeah.
But then he reminded me a little like Popeye, which is another movie that he was also in.
Yeah. Well, I remember Popeye. I love Popeye too.
Yeah, that's one of the first
which may not even be a good movie if you watch it today.
Oh yeah, I think.
But when I was a kid,
it was awesome. Good. Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, it was something else. That was amazing. But anyways, I like it when they play for Jack. They're like, "Hey, let's play a baseball game. Tell us how to play baseball." But you notice they're both of them were both teams were the Pirates.
No, the Pirates.
And they dress like the old Pirates. Remember the old team?
Yeah.
Because there's a true baseball team called the Pirates.
Oh yeah. I know.
And they're dressed like their old style pirate uniforms.
Oh, that's funny.
For the baseball team, one was white and the other one was the other color. So.
Did you That's 2 things I want to point out here. So this movie is not a musical, right? But then in the middle of the movie, they broke out in song because the girl,
they did for that one little girl.
Yeah, for that one little girl.
Everybody's like had to stop. Yeah, everybody had to stop and listen because they didn't.
Now that it makes me tied in with the mermaid myth. Like, oh my God, we're gonna someone is singing over there and she's gonna kill us. And the other thing is,
of course, they lock her up.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Neverland makes you forget.
Yeah, because everybody forgot everything.
It didn't work for the daughter, but it worked for Jack.
Actually, yeah, let's put it this way. Neverland makes you forget about your parents.
Neverland makes you forget about your parents.
It's because everybody there can't remember their parents. Just about.
Yes, that's
hardly any of them, because he couldn't remember his parents until he left. Then all of a sudden he remembered them. Yeah, of course the little girl did, but then of course
that's
Hook,
right. They talk
Hook
about
and them. They made
backstory.
Jack forget about his parents.
That's right. They did talk about. Did you like hold on, let's go back. Did you like it when Pan talked about his past? Like, my parents forgotten about me, and then Tinkerbell came and rescued him.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Tinkerbell should have done the right thing and turned him into the police.
Well, Tinkerbell couldn't turn him into police because she was a fairy. So
Yeah.
and fairies still kids anyways.
Oh, that sounds really weird. Fairies still kids anyway.
Fairies, fairies like let's say you go in the woods and you mess some stuff up and that's fairy territory. You get lost in the woods and you die in the woods.
Is it because the fairies eat you too, like the mermaids?
No, they don't eat you. They just do mess your stuff, and you'll never find your way out of the forest once you mess with the fairy.
So you're saying like a lot of these things that's really scary, they turn into a fairy tale to make it seems
Let's
okay.
put it away. Let's put it this way. Fairy tales are supposed to be warnings to you.
Oh,
fairy tales aren't supposed to have happy. Fairy tales.
I do know that.
No, real fairy tales don't have happy endings.
I do know that.
The only fairy tales, like I got a book called Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Yeah.
They're the original fairy tales. They don't have happy endings.
Oh.
Grimm's Fairy Tales in the American version, they have happy endings. It's kind of usually if a witch catches you in their fairy tales, the witch kills you and you die and they eat you.
I remember.
But in the American version, you shove the witch in the oven, you cook the witch, and you get away.
Because this is America. You told me about that theory before. Like American movies always have to have a happy ending.
Well, America was a new beginning, so why not? America actually so far has had a happy ending. Most people ended with a happier ending than they had overseas.
Yes.
Think about it. It's like, I'm in Europe. I'm about to get killed. I get on the ship. I might die at a little bit older age.
And a little bit over the age.
In Europe, I die at 20. In America, I die at 40.
Oh, that's the thing back then. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I could either had my head cut off as a guillotine, or I could go to America, and maybe I might get smallpox or get killed with a tomahawk.
I take my chances.
Yes, I'm gonna take my chances there
because I might make it.
Because you might make it, and apparently people have.
So you're saying that if like these fairy tales were made by another country, they would have told the truth.
Well, they're not the truth. I mean, come on. You can't kiss a frog and it turn into a prince.
Well, did they do that in a fairy tale though?
In fairy tale, they slam the frog against the wall and he turns into a prince.
So
no, the fairy tales from the old world are full of crap too. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you ever read the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books?
By the Archie comics, yes.
Oh, okay. So it's not the Grimm stuff.
Yeah, I didn't read the Grimm
stuff.
Okay,
so let me tell you something. It's kind of like your fairy tales. So it's kind of like your fairy tales before. Hold on. Excuse me, I had to cough. So it's kind of like the fairy tales, except like, whoever got a hold of it, right? They turn the turtles into something happy where nobody dies. Yeah. So in the original comic book, everything was the same, right? Like, Splinter, and things like that, Shredder.
Yeah.
But what happens at the end is the Ninja Turtles, they actually kill Shredder at the end. And there was nothing after that.
Wow.
So when they cartoonize it, they never kill Shredder.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah, because so it remind me of that all the time. I was like, oh, when they make the comic book, right? They never meant to have continuation, so on. It's because other guys got a hold of it, kind of like America. And now they make into a heavy tale and things like that.
Yeah. Well, do you really want to hear a bad tale? You really want to sit there and tell your kid that there's no hope?
Well, that's different for the Ninja Turtles because they kill the bad guy, I guess. But yeah.
Well, oh well. So
maybe that's how they raised kids back then. Hey, if you don't go to sleep, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, but that's killing the bad guy's okay. We kill the bad guy in the American version. I mean, you kill the witch in all the stories. You kill the big bad wolf.
Yes.
So what's the difference?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, in America, we always kill the villains.
Yes.
So that's not really saying nothing. It's when you don't win. It's when the hero doesn't.
When a hero doesn't win. So
in America, the hero wins.
So in the Hook, they actually kill. Well, we assume Hook is dead because he got swallowed by this crocodile that's not alive.
Yeah, well, who cares? He got swallowed. It's magic, okay?
Oh, it's magic. Okay, I got you.
It's gotta be magic because they got pixie dust and everything. But yeah, I mean, he does show Hook mercy.
He does, yes.
Which as a boy, he probably wouldn't have showed Hook mercy.
Oh, you don't think so? Like when young Peter.
Young Peter, he would have known any better. As far as they're concerned, they kill pirates. They kill all pirates, and that's a pirate's is part. A grown-up's a pirate. They don't see the difference between a grown-up, adult, a good parent, or a pirate. They're all pirates. I mean, even Rufio was like that. He's like, sure, there's no difference. As soon as he saw Peter Pan, the old Peter Pan, he's like, shit, you're dead, boy. I don't care who you are.
That's right.
Because I'm Rufio.
Is there a grown-up here? I can tell all grown-ups are pirates. What?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. See,
I'm a lawyer.
See,
Kill
it's
the
black
lawyer.
and white. Yeah, see, it's black and white. For them, it's black and white.
Yes.
I mean, especially for Rufio, he's like, I'm the leader. We're kids. You're the enemy. I don't give a crap who you are. If you're a pirate, I don't care what you are. You could be the ice cream man. You're going to die.
The ice cream pirate.
Yeah, you know.
I did like the happy thought for Peter Pan was his son, like the firstborn.
Oh, well, it became a, yeah, well, the happy thought for him was he got to become a dad.
Yes, become a dad. Oh,
Which
well,
I actually like the story. I like the main part of me is the story of him growing up and he coming back to see Wendy and he went away. He comes back to see her all the time. And finally, he sees somebody he really wants to stay for.
Oh, yes.
So he meets his wife because he sees that girl and he's like, I'm staying for this one.
Yeah, I love Mora.
Yeah, he just, you know, all he does is just see her.
Yes.
I'd be like, wait till she wakes up. You might change your mind.
Hook. I mean, how did we not talk about, like, you know, when the first kids they got captured, right? And they go back to the house and like, dude, who's going to fix my walls? Who the heck took a machete and then just ran across my walls like that? I'm going to find them. I'm going to find the melon farmer. Like, I'm just saying, like, no one's going to think it's a Hulk, right? But like, someone took a large blade and just cut through my house.
Yeah.
I would be pissed. I would kill the melon farmer too.
Okay.
Who's going to fix all my damage in my house? Punk.
Well, first of all, you'd be more worried about your kids, though.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, like I said in Minority Report, right? I would kill this guy with my bare hands.
Yeah, well, he's Captain Hook, though. You're gonna have to fight him. It'd be bad form for you to kill him with your bad hands.
Well, like I said before, the sword fight, right? Like, dude, you come and move with sword since you guys are moving so slow. Once you get close, remember, I'm gonna punch you in the face. It feels like I can beat up everyone, and then.
But it is also the neat thing is also Hook had a lot of spies.
Hook kills a lot of spies.
Had a lot of spies.
Oh,
he has a lot because he always knows everything.
Yeah, he does.
Remember? Smee's always going, here, he has all this paperwork.
Yeah, paperwork and like, you know, his story and stuff.
Yep. He always knows everybody's story.
I did like you know, the scars from when you battle him at this battle. Like, no, that's from my appendix. I like they trying to cover that up with like a fake story, so I don't really know.
Well, he just assumed it was. So
yeah.
But I did like at the end because you see Smee again. Remember at the end when he's laying in the park, he saw trouble with the missus because he wheeled out.
Yeah, so okay, so that's me at the end, right? That's when you think it's like, oh, this is a multiverse.
Well, it's not really a multiverse. It's maybe it's Smee again.
Oh,
well, like we said, he knows everything somehow. And plus, remember that when that baseball's missing?
Yes.
The beginning of the movie, they go, "Oh, a window washer came and took it from us."
Yes.
Who was the window washer?
The Smee guy, yes.
It may have been Smee or somebody.
Yeah, or another pirate, yeah. Oh, interesting.
He's keeping tabs on everybody.
Things that I don't know before. Like, maybe they didn't even intentionally write this and we just figured this out. Like, fan theory stuff.
Who knows? But like I said, that Smee seemed to have a paperwork on everybody.
So he's a spy.
Or that's his twin brother or something.
Or maybe that's something like that was funny to put at the end of the movie and we just connect these dots without any being asked to.
Yeah, but like I said, they already mentioned the window washer taking the baseball away from him.
Yes.
And taking it back to Neverland.
So it's their neighbor all along.
Yeah.
Smee has been their neighbor all along. Trouble with the missus. I did forget about that time of period they did have cell phones. Oh
yeah, that's so dumb though. Those are crappy cell phones, especially if they said they're pulling it out drawing.
Oh, they're drawing like that was a lame scene. Like what was that?
Lame,
you know, like
hey, that was cool in the 80s though, or 90s.
Yes.
What was this movie? 91.
91. This came out in 91.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's probably why I missed it.
Well, I can't even remember why. Like, you know, I saw this in the theater.
Cousin, like I said, my cousin must have brought it on DVD. I meant VCR.
I mean, like
VHS.
The budget was only 70 million, but it made 300. Like a lot of critics for that time, like they said this wasn't a good film.
Oh really? Well, they probably didn't like all the stupid reaction shots too.
I don't know if it's the reaction shots, or maybe they didn't appreciate.
I don't know. To me, the
story.
Well, they probably didn't appreciate the story, but a lot of the reaction shots to me made the story look empty. It's like, hey, let's go get all these people and just shoot them all individually. They're like, okay, I want you to look happy. Okay. Next scene, I want you to look sad. Okay. Hey, be all excited. Okay. And then they just edited
Oh,
on.
that's assuming that they shot it like that.
It looks like they shot it like that.
It looks like they shot it like that, yeah.
Oh, it's like they took each kid aside and they got, here, let's get a happy reaction, let's get a sad reaction, and then we'll just show it every time. And it's like Julia Roberts' character was not even in the movie, unless it showed it with her, but most of the scenes were her standing by herself doing something. Yeah, and acting like she's talking to somebody, but she was never talking to anybody, and it looks like that. It should have had more interaction. You know, Robert Williams should have been more in the scenes with her. That way you can get the idea, because to me it looks like, oh, we'll just shoot all our scenes after the movie's over. That's what it looked like.
Maybe they did. So maybe they Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, I'm sure they did, and they could have, but it's the way it looked. You know, it just didn't look like it was always. It didn't look seamless. It should have been seamless.
Except for that scene with Julia Roberts and Robin Williams.
Yeah, when they did that, but other than that, I mean, you always just see her kind of in this little room, but you don't see the room. Doesn't even look like it's in Neverland. You know what I'm saying? They could have had a window or something where you could see some big giant people in the background or something.
Oh.
Instead of it being just this little dark cage that she's sitting in, and you can't tell that it's in Neverland. I'm like, well, it could be anywhere.
That is very true.
And you can't tell that she's little most of the times. You know. Oh. You're supposed to know she's little, but I'm like, but look,
because most of the times it's just reaction shots from like, this is what they think Tinkerbell.
Yeah, basically it's her standing there by herself, so you never see her size or relative to anybody else. So I mean, I know it's going to cost a lot of money, but that's what makes it stand out.
Maybe that's why Steven Spielberg don't like working with Julia Roberts, because he never had that one-on-one interaction, right? Until like what you just described.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I always had assistant director do all those shots.
Yeah, you should have, but then you need to. It's a main actor. You need the main director. You know, the director.
Yeah, well, that's what it does. It looks like AD shots is what it looks like to me. So, I mean, it does. It looks like it's just afterthought shots all thrown in this movie. It's like, yeah, we should have got more reactions.
Hey, you're making this movie worse for me. Okay, stop doing it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
First of all, I didn't notice the reaction shots.
Yeah, next time you watch it, I just ruined the magic for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm being a Captain Hook.
Then I didn't think about, like, you know, Julia Roberts shots. Like, yeah, it didn't make sense for like the actors don't have to be there for her scenes, except for the one with Robin Williams, with respect.
Yeah, that's it.
Dustin Hoffman never shared a scene with Julia Roberts at all. Actually, nobody did, except for Robin Williams.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't have had.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, she did do the talking though, because you remember she's the one it shook his but she wasn't there. We know she wasn't there, but you remember she shakes his hook and talks to him.
Yeah,
so
but
basically,
there,
so we know how the film was. It's him shaking his hook and then somebody off camera talking to him, and then when she does it, she's on a stage with blue screen or green screen behind her, and she's got to pretend she's talking to somebody that's not there.
Yeah.
So basically, she never.
They don't even need blue or green screen, because like those shots, like they could just use actual production material, and then they just make it think that she's small. They just not imagination.
Well, you did see her, but you did see her.
Yeah,
with a big deal. So.
Yep.
And the only scene she does show us, like you said, is she kissing somebody.
And this is the only film that you see Julia Roberts play outside what her stereotypical roles are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's using a lot, like, you know, like it's using crime dramas and like obviously romantic comedies and Ocean's 11 movies.
Well, yeah, what you're saying is a fantasy movie.
Shoot, I think that I never saw Pretty Woman, but I think my best Julia Roberts movie is Erin Brockovich.
Oh yeah,
yes,
never seen that one.
It's probably the best Julia Roberts movies I've seen. I mean, like I seen The Pelican Brief. Shoot, I don't.
I haven't seen too many.
I haven't seen too many Julia Roberts movies.
Me either, because that's not really a genre I watch.
What genre are you talking about?
Romantic movies.
Yeah, but then Erin Brockovich and Pelican Brief is not a romantic comedy, though.
Okay, what is that? That's a genre I don't watch either.
Oh.
I don't like all movies, or I don't like live. I don't like a lot of crime movies. I don't like live real world movies. I live in the real world. I'm like, and I see it in the news. I'm good. I'll just go over to watch sci-fi stuff I can't see in the news.
Interesting. Like Nurse Escaping Reality.
Yeah, anything that's not reality is what I want to watch.
Oh, that
makes sense. Reality. Well, I don't like reality. Like I said, I live reality 24/7.
But
It
I feel like
sucks.
crime drama is not really reality, right? Like it's just
I don't
they
know. I'm
pump
not
more
really.
into it.
I like some crime drama, but I'm not really a crime drama fan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, so you got a bunch of crooks that you're gonna show me how they win. Yay, on crooks. I don't care about mobsters that much.
Care about mobsters.
I'm like,
Oh.
you want to show me monsters? Cool. Mobster movies? No.
I'm gonna check out Julia Roberts' filmography. I'm gonna see how many
Why?
movies I'm gonna try and see how many movies I recognize.
Well, you should recognize. I mean, I know a lot of her movies. It's just I don't see any of her movies. I never saw Pelican Brief. Never will.
Wait, seen what?
Pelican Brief.
Oh, okay.
I never seen it. Never will.
This guy.
I won't ever see Aaron Brockovich.
Oh, the Mexican.
Never seen that one. Don't really care.
Wow,
I seen Pretty Woman. I think I seen Pretty Woman though.
I seen Conspiracy Theory.
I don't think I seen the whole movie though, but I seen a lot of it.
Oh, you know what? I'm trying to look at the movies that she was in before Pretty Woman. You're right.
In Mystic, what's it?
Mystic Pizza.
No,
I just saw that.
Even though it's got Matt Damon in it, never seen it.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Julia Roberts movies. Wow, I can't believe it. I mean, like the only it's just the Ocean 11, Ocean's 12 movies.
Nope, never seen any of the Ocean 11 or Ocean 12 movies either.
Valentine's Day.
No, never seen it. Isn't it a murder movie?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've never seen Eat, Pray, Love.
I think there's a no.
There's a movie she was with Owen Wilson. I never seen that either. Wonder. It's about the kid who looks different.
Oh, okay. Never seen that one.
Wow.
I'm really missing out. Oh well.
I wouldn't say we're missing out, right? I mean, like,
I'm gonna say it just to make other people happy, but no, I'm not really missing out.
You know what? Maybe eventually she's in the MCU, and then we'll stop watching more Julia Roberts stuff just because she's in the MCU. But then
only the ones for the MCU. Then.
Yeah, for the MCU. That's right.
I mean, there's a lot of people show up the MCU. I don't see the rest of their stuff still.
So before I wrap this up, right, I want to get this straight. So this movie was a little bit too long for our taste, but if despite of that, we still love this movie because.
Well, I think it's just getting longer because we're getting older and we got more stuff to do.
Oh, but you know what?
It has to, because when I was young, oh, it does seem long to me nowadays.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it seems longer to me nowadays. In the old days when I used to watch it,
yeah, it didn't seem long.
There was a lot of movies that didn't seem long. Nowadays, as I get older, it seems like more movies are longer. Some movies are just too long. Usually, I want an hour and a half, and then see it.
But sometimes an hour and 50 is fine, perfectly fine. Under 2 hours.
Yeah, under 2 hours is fine. I guess I'll go with.
But 2 hours and 20 minutes, like, man.
Yeah, 2 hours and a half almost is too long. I mean, I don't care what you're showing because there's a lot of movies. It's just like I got other things to do. I got other movies to see. I got other things to do. I got a life. I can't sit here and watch all these movies because I don't watch TV movies that much anymore.
But if you binge watch something, it's totally fine.
Well, yeah. Well, it's got to be good because I mean, the only things I will binge watch is Marvel TV shows.
Oh, okay.
Or anything Mandalorian. Well, I watch it as it starts out, but there was the past where I used to wait till they build it, and then I just watch all of it.
Oh yeah.
Or there's shows like maybe you or my brother would go, hey, or somebody from work go, hey, this is funny, you got to see it. I'll sit down and watch one episode, and before I know it, I watched the whole season. From the time I got home, and it's almost midnight, and I need to go to bed to go to work the next day. But I watched all of it.
Yeah, it depends on how it grabs your attention. Then you don't consider it long.
Yeah, I mean, I like shows. There's a lot of shows though like that now that they hook you and you want to keep watching.
So I want to bring this point up.
It's not gonna hook me and keep it going.
So I want to bring this point up, right? You mentioned this movie back then when you were a kid. It even though the movie running time is long, it didn't seem that long to you because
it didn't seem that long to me, and plus I didn't notice more about. It didn't notice everything.
And then you also now you're older. This movie was too long. Now
plus you have all the time in the world when you're young.
Yeah, but then would you say the same thing about Inception? Because Inception was a long movie.
It's been a while since I've seen Inception.
Oh.
I mean, I think Inception intrigued me so much that but I do remember it feeling a little bit long. But
yeah, it's very long.
It intrigued me because I'm trying to figure stuff out. Yes. I'm sure if we were to go watch Inception now, I'd have a little bit of problem with the running time.
Oh, interesting. We should test
I don't know.
that theory.
We need to test that.
We need to test that theory.
Because I did have a problem with like Interstellar. I love Interstellar.
But it was very long.
One time it was very long and it was boring from the beginning. I'm like, yeah, you could have cut a lot of this stuff out because I got it. You're explaining stuff you don't have to explain to.
But that's not for you though.
Well, it's not for me, but I would think, but I would think there's a lot of people that need that explained to them. So just keep
I don't know. I can't.
Well, then those people need to go to high school and move on. Okay.
No, I don't agree with that either.
Okay, well then this movie's just not for them.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that, but like for people like when you say they didn't go to high school, right? You
I don't know.
You're singling out people like maybe they can't go to high school, but then they would like need some kind of basic knowledge, and that's what the movie's supposed to do. You can't go to a movie. Let me finish. You can't go to a movie thinking that the audience need to know this stuff, but then you're singling out a lot of people that doesn't know this stuff. That's the whole reason why, like the Spider-Man, like they always have to tell the original story just in case.
Oh, that don't have anything to do with it.
No, I'm just saying that as an example because that's
I would get that. But that story, like most of the stuff in Inception wasn't part of the story. It was just general being alive stuff you would have noticed in your life that doesn't need to be explained to you. It's like breathing. Do I have to tell you how your lungs work every time? No, I don't. So you don't have to tell anybody how their lungs work because it just works. You should already know how your already know how your lungs work. They're in your body.
That's why you get upset easily when people are dumb to you in a way. Yeah, I see. Yeah, because I don't think like that anymore. No, I'm not talking about the lung example. Okay. I'm just talking about like even basic knowledge that you know from your job or whatever, right? That you came across that you're familiarized with, that it doesn't go across for everybody.
Well, everybody should know, okay? See, I'm like, you were born, the day you were born, when you came out, you should have already known that. Oh,
so you're on that step. Yeah, you give too much people, you don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I really don't, do I?
No,
I'll work on that. Okay,
dude, it's too late for us now. If you're not undo it now, forget it.
Oh, it's never too late until you're dead.
I guess. Good luck trying, though.
Well, if you point it out to me when I'm doing it again, maybe I'll curb myself.
Yeah, I definitely will. That's why you're one of my best friends, Shane. And with that, we gotta go. We gotta wrap it up. But we'll see you guys on the next one. I don't want this to be so long like the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, we know. When people are bored, they're like, I'm not even attempt to watch that.
Yeah, I may need it, but we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.